Microsoft Flight Simulator is being released on a new Xbox Series X consoles very soon. This is the first time we've seen a high-level detail flight sim that is entering the console space. Aircraft are very complex machines, and is the Xbox controller the right fit for flight sims? In this video, we're going to check out all of that and take a look at what other controller options are available to help you reach the skies. High-level detail flight sims have always been a PC-only domain. With the vision from Microsoft to bring a high-level detail flight sim to as many virtual pilots around the world as possible, it was only a matter of time before the console platform was targeted to bring flight sims to many more users. For many years now, the PC virtual pilots have had heaps of different options for controllers to help make Flight Simulator more immersive and to help them pilot these complex machines. When it comes to console, it's a much uncharted territory when it comes to controls to enhance that flight experience. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what is available, starting off with the Xbox controller that all virtual pilots on the console should have if they purchase an Xbox Series S or X. The Xbox controller for many console virtual pilots will be the first option when it comes to trying out the sim to test it for the first time. A lot of work from the Asobo team has been done to make use of the Xbox controller possible to handle as many aircraft as it can. Although it may be a little hard to remember which button or which combo is going to do what when it comes to the controller, or the vertical axis being a little light when it comes to flying a aircraft. It's a great starting option and a good test to get into the skies and see is Flight Sim on a console for you. Moving on to the next option, which is a keyboard and a mouse. Now, a mouse and keyboard are compatible to use with the new Flight Sim on the console, but it does make for some very cumbersome flying. But it is encouraged to use a mouse and a keyboard to assist you with controls or joysticks or a yoke. Mouse is great for controlling and handling many switches in the virtual cockpit, and also a keyboard is good to help bind shortcuts, so you can use them for your landing gear or use them for handbrakes and many other things. Keyboards and mouse are great for such as use them as a first officer to help you fly, but it's not best for solo flying and it wouldn't be much fun. The next option that will be available for launch is the Thrustmaster T-Flight Hostess. The T-Flight Hostess is a great fit for the Xbox Flight Sim console. The T-Flight Hostess from Thrustmaster has been part of the Xbox family dating back to being the first official joystick for Xbox One. With its ergonomical design and its detachable full-size throttle, it's great for any type of flight sim, including Microsoft Flight Simulator. The T-Flight comes with an adjustable resistance for the joystick, also has 5 axis, and it has 14 buttons that you can use to map for whatever you want all over the hostess. Has 1 rapid trigger and also a hatch switch. The hatch switch is great to use as cameras to look outside your aircraft or look in the virtual cockpit. The stick itself can be used as a rudder system, and it appears that the T-Flight Hostess really ticks all the boxes for many console simmers when it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator. The next controller to look at is the Hori Hostess. Again, this has been around in the Xbox family since Xbox One days. This is a detachable hostess, hands-on throttle and stick, and it's really geared up for games such as the Ace Combat franchise. The Hori is compatible with Microsoft Flight Simulator when it does launch on console, and the Hori joystick is suitable for pitch, roll, and rudder control. Also has a hat type switch, which is good for your cameras, adjustable sensitivity on the stick itself, and it has a headset jack for communications, and it's compatible to work on PC also, so if you plan on using Microsoft Flight Simulator on console PC, this is a good option. The Hori looks like something you would find in a combat aircraft, and it may appeal to those people that want to fly fighter jets and things like that. The next controller to have a look at, and this one was just announced recently, and it's the Velocity one from Turtle Beach, the makers of gaming headsets traditionally, and now they have arrived at the gate for the first time with a flight sim yoke to launch on the Xbox console Series S and X, and it will be Windows 10 compatible. Now, this is not out yet, so not everything is known. We only know what they've let us to know on the announcement, but the Velocity one is a universally designed and includes everything you need to get off the ground. It has modular throttles to suit for GA and also airliners, with an additional 10 buttons that you could use to button map everything. It has a trim wheel, has a yoke with integrated rudder control, has status indicators, 2 hat switches, and a in-flight management display. It seems to have all the bells and whistles and an all-rounder. More features are yet to come, which will be enabled on launch, but the Velocity One seems to have everything that you would need for console and would be a great addition when it comes to PC. We'll find out soon. The next controller worth taking a look at, and the one that's probably got the coolest name, which is the Tango Foxtrot Flight Stick from Honeycomb Aeronautical. The Tango Foxtrot Flight Stick and throttles is still in development by Honeycomb, and it was mentioned a little while ago that it will be available for Xbox Series X and S on launch. Honeycomb Aeronautical have been very successful in the past for their flight controls for flight simulations over on the PC platform, and they are in development with this new one, which is the new flight stick and throttle for the console. The Tango is expected to have a programmable buttons all over the controller so you can map everything that you need. It will also have toggles, it will have switches and rotary switches. The stick and the throttle will be completely detachable and can be swapped around, so if you're right-handed or left-handed. The throttles will have feature a twin throttle lever and it will have thrust reversers, and you can be able to configure that for airliner and also GA use. The Honeycomb have mentioned in the past that they set to bring their existing flight controllers over, which is the Alpha yoke and also the Bravo throttles, to the sim at some stage when it comes to the console. But the Tango Foxtrot Flight Stick looks very cool, and I think it will be something that maybe users might wait for. With the launch of a Microsoft Flight Simulator on the console, the flight simulation control race is definitely started. I think this has just scratched the surface, and all over the coming months and years we'll see many more flight sim controls to hit the market when it comes to the console space. And of course, we are going to keep you posted on the Oz Flight Simmers channel for all the latest flight sim gear and news as it rolls out. We will leave links in the description below for all the flight sim controls that we've mentioned in this video. We also would love to hear in the comments below if you're planning on getting a Microsoft Flight Simulator on Xbox Series X and S. What type of controller are you planning to use for the simulation on Xbox? If you like this introduction video of all the controllers that will be available for Xbox, of course we're going to follow these in more detail in other videos. Please, as part of your pre-flight checks, hit that like button, and if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more Oz Flight Simmer content and share it with your family and friends. This helps us spread the word of flight simulation and aviation. We also stream every Wednesday and Sunday at 8 PM at GMT +10, so feel free to drop by and join in with all the multiplayer shenanigans. We're going to leave you with some other flight sim videos here. Feel free to check those out, and I'll see you over there.
Center on 132.85. Going to 132.85 Boeing 747.